At age 24, my sister Rachel was anything but looking for romance. Previously disappointed by a long-distance relationship, she longed for patient strength, laughter, and bear hugs. "I guess what I'm asking," she wrote, "is for pigs to fly." Last Christmas, my entire family spent a few weeks together in Jerusalem. Whether the 10 of us piled into 2 tiny rental cars, went on walking tours, or decorated the house, I kept busy snapping pictures. And somehow, Rachel figured in more photos than anyone else, always with a megawatt smile on her face. It wasn't hard to guess that she had found someone special. When Rachel met Gabe, she did her best to scare him away. He should have been scared. After all, he had weathered his own heartbreak. But somehow, he just couldn't resist finding out what would happen if he took the time and effort to break through the defenses Rachel had built around her heart. And in spite of herself, Rachel let Gabe hang around because he was endearing, just an ordinary guy who embarrassed himself sometimes, but courageously insisted on being open with her anyway. Oh, and the patient strength, laughter, and bear hugs? Gabe spoke that love language fluently. Before long, they fell in love. Past heartbreaks vivid in their minds, they were, quite frankly, scared. What gave them the courage to go forward? They looked for providences, and found them. In Rachel's view, rather than a big thundering yes from heaven, it was more of a step-by-step being led. Gabe agrees. In all our talking, and getting to know each other and our family, every time I have asked God if it's His will to let it happen, He has made it happen. Somehow, there has always been a way. Even a way to get engaged, when Gabe's job kept him anywhere but where Rachel was. Instead of fighting their circumstances, they allowed God to write a unique twist in their story. Inspired by her grandfather, who had to pop the question in a letter, he asked Rachel to marry him over the phone, and arranged for her best friend to deliver the ring. There was joy, laughter, tears. Recently, I spoke about Rachel's engagement with a lady I had just met. After we savored all the girly details, she asked, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Good question. I am, after all, the older sister. Shy and unsure of where she was with God, I decided to go with the short answer. "No," I said. "Maybe." Now I wish I'd had the courage to tell her the truth. God's goodness to Rachel does not leave me crushed or jealous, just hope-filled. The Bible tells us that Jesus is the Word made flesh. I like to think that, in a small way, each of us is also the Word made flesh, that each of us has a story in which the kindness of God is made visible to the world. Think how clear His kindness is in your salvation story. And when you listen to the salvation stories of others, don't you see how unique is the way He captures each of our hearts? That's why my favorite love stories are true ones. In fact, I've probably read or heard the stories of nearly 150 Christian couples, each one as unique as a fingerprint. Some couples called it courtship, some called it dating. And some met and married long before the terms acquired their present meanings. God's kindness is evident in them all.